So, reason for DCS involvement. This is 3/11/2020. On March 6, 2020, the Department of Child Safety received a hotline report regarding Grayson Moose. It was reported on March 3rd, Brittany came and gave birth to baby boy and tested positive for marijuana, and in her last prenatal care visit, she tested positive for amphetamines and marijuana. Mother admitted to DCS that she used meth 2 months prior to giving birth. There was no record of mother having prenatal care throughout the entire pregnancy. So wait a minute. So it was reported. Let's see here. Okay. And she tested positive for marijuana in her last prenatal care visit in February. And then it says right here, there was no record of mother having prenatal care throughout her entire pregnancy. I can't make this stuff up, you guys. Look at this. It was reported, it says, right there, tested positive for marijuana and her last prenatal care visit in February. And then you just skip down one. There was no record of mother having prenatal care throughout her entire pregnancy. Both of these statements cannot be true. And here they are. This is how they started this case, with lies. So it was reported the child was born premature at 35.5 weeks and had respiratory distress, and was observed having tremors in the NICU. There was no tremors, and he was emergency C-section, but he wasn't even he was like a little bit premature, it wasn't that much. She was almost all the way, and he didn't have respiratory distress. They released him from the hospital at 2 days old to the care of DCS. So if he was having tremors and respiratory distress and all this crap, they wouldn't let him go at 2 days old. So this is another lie, very provable. Very provable that these guys are lying, and they are the ones guilty here, and not me. On 3/5, Brittany came and was interviewed. In response to the allegations in the DCS report, mother reported that she used meth 2 months prior giving birth, and she started using that I don't even know what this means. And because she started using that, she was having a hard time because she has an open case with her other child with DCS, and things are not going her way with her daughter. Mother reported that she has not completed any of her requirements that DCS has asked her to do with her other dependency. She reported that she was smoking marijuana and tobacco while pregnant. Mother's stories changed a lot when asked about her living situation and did she have the basic essentials for the baby to come home, and she reported no. Father stepped into the room while case manager was still interviewing mother, and mother shut down and started having hostile behavior towards the case manager. Case manager asked mother if she had any family members local, and she reported no. Mother stopped speaking with the case manager and started telling the case manager that she was not going to speak with her anymore. Stephen Moose, the father of the child, started to get aggressive towards the case manager and reported that he does not have to answer or take anything from DCS, and reverted back to his prior DCS case with his child in 1999, where his rights were severed, and started yelling to the point where the hospital had to call the security. Case manager tried to get the father to calm down, but he was yelling and shaking. Case manager asked the father to drug test and reported that he did not have to do anything, and DCS is a conspiracy to him and Brittany. Case manager kept repeating that DCS is here for Grayson, but father told case manager that no one was taking his baby. Case manager asked father to test several times and asked to see his home, and he walked away from the interview. On 3/5/2020, the department took custody of Grayson and had to have Glendale PD escorted the department at the hospital. The father was aggressive and hostile, where the police officers had to escort father out of the NICU to speak with him. So where does that say I did anything wrong? Where does this say that I committed a crime? Or where does this say that I voluntarily gave up the custody of my son? It doesn't. It doesn't anywhere. This lady used perjury and made up crap and everything and took my son, and they refused to give him back no matter what I've done. I filed and filed and filed and wrote and wrote and wrote and told the story and put in motions and put in all this, and I'm trying to learn court as I go. I'm trying to save my son, and this judge ignores everything I do. Is that a fair and impartial judge? Is this a judge that is worried about the welfare of my child? Or is this a co-conspirator that's making money off of the kidnapping of my son? I'm the victim in this case, not the other way around. And most importantly, Grayson is the victim here. He's the one suffering. I'm his father. I'm supposed to be protecting him. And because of their state official status or whatever it is, I am unable to protect him. And I will never stop fighting for him. I love you, Grayson. I love you so much, Bubba. If you ever hear this, you know Daddy never gave up on you, Bubba. And I'm going to fight for you until I have no breath left in my body. I love you. She made all this crap up, man. Look at poor Grayson's face, man. Burned. Fingers. I mean. Look at this. Okay. This is evaluate for non-accidental trauma. Problem is a child physical abuse suspected. Initial encounter. Child physical abuse suspected. Medical risk high. Assertion statement. Medical risk high. They took 8 vials of blood out of him that day. 8 vials of blood. What does a bunch of pedophile vampires do with 8 vials of blood? Oh, my poor boy. My poor baby. Physical exam is remarkable for plagia salafalabala and skeletal survey to evaluate for non-accidental trauma. Non-accidental trauma. See that? Chief complaint, head injury. Foster mother was aware of the head dent and had scheduled him an appointment with the child's pediatrician for tomorrow. Well, then why not till after we see it? You know? Like, it didn't grow that way overnight. I can only assume that they were knocking him out with sleeping drugs for him to sleep so heavily on his head that it gets that. I mean, it is very, very, very lopsided and misshapen. It's been getting better. We bought him a pillow to sleep on. It's made for that, to help correct it, because the department refused to do anything to correct his head. They're just going to let him grow that way. I mean, stay that way. After they did this to him, and I demanded that they get a head brace on him or something to fix his head, and they would not address it whatsoever. Here's what she said. Oh no, yeah, I showed you guys that in that other one. He goes, oh yeah, they say there's no safety concerns in the home. Yeah, these motherfuckers.